Hello, ladies and gentlemen, 'tis I, Michael A. Grimm, aka the Multi-Voice. I have many voices, but one opinion. And we've been through a lot recently. Sorry I haven't done a video last week. It was because of, there, I had to do a role-playing job over at the Army, and got myself wounded here. And, of course, as you can see, I'm wearing a Space Force shirt and a cap, because I was getting pretty tired of wearing my Doctor Who outfit, so I decided, since this is a space comedy I'm going to review, I decided to wear a Space Force outfit than the other one. Something new for a change. After all, I seem to like the cap, and I like the shirt, even though it's a little tight, but fits me. And, and of course I've been hearing that, something going on with Google, and of course I heard what goes on YouTube. But don't worry, I checked my own studio and such, and it turns out that I've been doing this for like 10 years. So I started my video back at age 30, so I think I'm pretty good. And I'm 40 now. So, since I started back in 2015, and my 10th anniversary, that audio that I've been announcing on both TikTok and YouTube. It's be my 10th anniversary video, which I'm pretty proud of it. But enough of what goes on there. And of course, also another thing I forgot to mention, this might be my last using this editing device, because now it will not accept my Google account. It's going to accept, it wants me to go to another account, which I'm having a pain in the ass to get into, because it always had to be so freaking complicated and always pissing me off. I just can't make a Microsoft account on it because it just won't do it for me. But anyway, I guess I'm going to find another editing device. Probably one of those damn stupid ones that has those logos on the left or right bottom corner, which I don't like. I like my videos clean, if you don't mind. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get to my review this time. This time it's going to be a science fiction comedy, folks. And the one I'm going to be talking to you today, folks, is none other than a sci-fi comedy made back in 2012 called Space Milkshake. Now, Space Milkshake, what can I say about this movie? I would say it is downright hilarious, and it has certain actors that you probably know from other franchises. And it takes place in the future, in 2030. So I guess we're going to be going to space, the final frontier. You know, look at this cap. I think I might need a shirt that has the same logo. Forget about this shirt. I think I should get a shirt that has this symbol on it. But anyway, it all started with this one guy who went into a space station, and it's not exactly a typical, Star Trek kind of space station. It's more like a sort of a garbage space station where they take all the garbage and space trash that's floating in the galaxy, gather them all together, and try to take them into a heap or something, an intergalactic heap, to get rid of them. And they have this new rookie who joined in, who goes by the name of Jimmy, played by Robin Dune. Now, some of you probably know him on Scrubs as Elliot's love interest, or some of you have seen him in Scream 3, where he played Roman the director, who turns out to be Sidney Prescott's, Nev Campbell's brother. Well, anyway, in this one, he plays Jimmy, who's supposed to be the new repairman, who's supposed to be repairing stuff in the ship. And, of course, their captain, who goes by the name of Anton, played by Billy Boyd. And some of you know him as Pippin from the Lord of the Rings series. And he's a whiny little captain. I mean, he just bitch and moans and complains about something. And he complains about the device not, I mean, giving him something else besides sandwiches on what kind of food they need. So he wants him to fix the computer and fix the device for the food that it would deliver, because all they're getting is different type of sandwiches, veggie sandwich and ham sandwiches, and they like to have something else besides sandwiches. And of course, their computer was called Windy, but of course, Jimmy fixed the machine, but all of a sudden, the voice changed from a woman to a guy, and still prefer to be called Windy. And Jimmy met this girl who still works on the ship, who's not exactly a big talker, goes by the name of Tilda, played by the lovely Christine Crick. Now, some of you know her from Smallville series, who played Lana Lang, and I remember her from that Street Fighter movie, The Legend of Chun-Li. Bad choice of casting as Chun-Li. I mean, I just never did see her as Chun-Li at all. And every time when Jimmy tries to talk to her, she said, "I'm not talking to you." And she always ignores him. And then there is this woman in the ship who seems to be a flame to Anton, who goes by the name of Valentina, played by the lovely Amanda Tapping. And some of you probably know her from Stargate SG-1. I guess she got out of Stargate and get into that movie. But it turns out that Valentina, she is dumping Anton because she just cannot take the way he acts and the way he behaves. And even though he still has feelings for her, it's just he gets so hot-headed and judgmental. And she had enough. And then all of a sudden, piece of it, space garbage, all of a sudden hit their ship. So Jimmy went outside and figured out what it is. It's a rubber ducky. And it's the same rubber ducky that Valentina has, except it has initials. G and V and G. And of course, Anton asks Valentina who is G, which turns out to be Gary. Turns out that Valentina was with this guy named Gary before she met Anton. And now Anton is getting a little jealous over this Gary fella. But here's the strange thing. Somebody else showed up in the ship who looks exactly like Tilda, and she killed the real Tilda and took her place. Except this Tilda is like a human robot. And she's from the future because she's sent from the future to stop somebody who's going to sabotage their ship and trying to destroy Earth. Hmm. And at first, the cyber Tilda hasn't been talking lately, but now she says a few words, and now she kind of figures out there is this time cube. This maybe time cube or space cube, something like that, is the key because somebody named Gary took it. Turns out that Gary was creating some sabotage and also tries to contact Valentina, which, of course, as usual, Anton bitches and moans about it until Tilda tells Jimmy that that there's something wrong, something bad's going to happen, and it's got to do with somebody named Gary. And of course, that rubber ducky all of a sudden starts having tentacles, and it took a form. And when it stopped looking like a rubber ducky, it turns its form into this. And believe it or not, the guy who does the voice of Gary here is none other than the famous Star Trek actor himself, George Takei. Oh my. And as it turns out, Gary is trying to tell Valentina to come away with him. But she starts noticing that she beat up Anton and almost killed him. So now she's kind of trying to make her. I mean, at first she thought she was going to betray her team and go with Gary, but she doesn't realize that Gary, he's evil. He doesn't care about people. He just cares about you know, being like a king or something in the far future or something. And he's trying to destroy the pod. I mean, trying to destroy their ship by heading it towards the atmosphere on Earth. And then Valentina made up her mind. She decided to take the cube and go with Gary, but Gary asked her to kill Anton. And Valentina says that him almost killing Anton in the first place, it was just a phase. Just a phase? Teenage girls who was into heavy metal was a phase. Me getting myself into wrestling a long time ago was a phase. But killing people? I don't say that's a phase. That's evil. Because killing people is wrong. There is no phase over that, no forgiveness, no nothing. Ay. But anyway, Gary always keeps telling Valentina to kill Anton, and she's kind of struggling, and then she had enough. So, Anton and Valentina kills Gary. While at the same time, Tilda is trying to control the ship to get it away from the atmosphere, but something needs to be done outside the ship. So Jimmy got on his spacesuit and went outside the ship to turn on the rockets so it would move away from the atmosphere on Earth so it could be back in the solar system. And then they used the cube to went back into the past before Gary showed up. And when they found the ship that Gary was in, they launched their torpedoes and fired it at his ship and destroyed him for good. So now, Jimmy is now going to start something with Tilda. Even though every time he kisses her, he gets a static shock. I mean, he always gets electrocuted every time he kisses her. I gotta say, her kiss must be very shocking. While Anton and Valentina, turns out Valentina says one thing about Anton, he's not as controlling as Gary. So Valentina and Anton decided to restart their relationship. And that is Space Milkshake for today. If any of you like this space comedy and, of course, my Space Force outfit, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe for more. And next up, well, I think we're going to pick up where after I left off on Planetarium. On Planetary. So stay tuned for next week. So, I'm the multi-voice reviewer. I remembered so I could jog your memory.